Scott is ready, Aaron Gordon is ready as he goes head-to-head with Zach LaVine.
Since 2000. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over again.
The NBA's dunk contest has been around since 1976. It peaked in the Michael Jordan era, but started declining when he stopped participating in the early 90s. The 90s were a rough time for the dunk contest. Watching the same dunks every year was getting old, and on top of that, the league was having trouble getting other big names to enter the contest. It was said that all dunks that could be done had been done, that no playground trick could save it. And in 1998, they decided to cancel it altogether. It wouldn't return until the year 2000, and with it came a 23-year-old kid out of the University of North Carolina. His name was Vince Carter, and the rest was history.
All right, here is Vince Carter with his first shot. Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. This building just exploded.
All he needed was one dunk to single-handedly resurrect the dunk contest, and he continued to wow the crowd all the way to the trophy. Unfortunately, that was his one and only time participating, although he did pull off the greatest dunk of all time later that year in the Olympics. Vince Carter's performance showed the potential that the dunk contest could have, but it would take someone with as much creativity and athleticism to even compare. The next 15 years hadn't really accomplished that, although I'll give a shout out to the three-time dunk contest winner, Nate Robinson, but unfortunately, his recent boxing debut will probably be remembered more. The NBA tried to switch the format up in order to bring that excitement back, but they ended up making it a lot worse. 2014 had an East versus West setup that was confusing and it just didn't work, and it felt like maybe the dunk contest could end up getting canceled again. But then in 2016, that excitement came back thanks to Aaron Gordon. He came into the contest as an underdog, going up against the reigning 2015 champion Zach LaVine in what ended up being one of the best back and forth battles in dunk contest history. I just want to point this out. This dude was in this dunk contest. That's how you know they were struggling to get people to enter. Gordon came out and used his first dunk attempt to wake the crowd up with something they had never seen before.
Oh, no, this is real. This is real. Okay. This is real. This is real. That's a 50. That's a 50. That is a 50. Yes.
Gordon is excited the crowd.
Because of the timing and everything he did on that. He cuffed it. He cuffed it and he put it behind his hand behind his neck like Karl Malone. That is the best dunk in the last 5 years.
You just got
That might be the best.
Now this is the type of creativity that the dunk contest needed and had been missing since Vince Carter. They ended up getting 50 points each heading into the second dunk. Now no one thought that Gordon could top his last dunk, but then he brought the mascot back out again and then did this.
Mascot. I'm not going to say it. I've been saying this since 2000. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over again.
The whole world thought it was over, and rightfully so. He was in a seated position 7 feet in the air. That dunk had never been done before. But LaVine wasn't going to go out that easy. They traded 50s back and forth for 6 consecutive dunks between them. By the way, there was no misses at all. Flawless attempts every time. That streak ended when Gordon went up for his last dunk.
Like I changed my mind on the tomahawk, and then I go between my legs. Are you kidding me? That's highway robbery, man. That's highway robbery.
That's robbery.
That's highway robbery.
The judges' score left the door open for LaVine to steal the contest, which he did, going between the legs from the free throw line. LaVine got the win, but the real winner here was the NBA, because the dunk contest was back for the first time in 15 years, and it caused controversy with NBA fans. Gordon had some of the most creative dunks the dunk contest had ever seen, but he just couldn't finish it off with the win. It was no big deal though. Gordon could just come back next year and win it, right? Well, not quite. Gordon suffered a right foot injury just weeks before the 2017 contest. He was listed as questionable, but he ended up giving it a shot. He just didn't have the same bounce that he had the year before, making only 1 out of his 6 total attempts and going out in the first round. After taking a 3-year break, he decided to return in 2020 to take on high flyer Derrick Jones Jr. Jones had a big reputation for having some amazing in-game dunks. Now, one key thing to note is that Jones was a member of the Miami Heat at the time, and the recently retired Dwayne Wade was on on the judging panel. This would prove to become problematic later on. Gordon came out the gate strong, and he was clearly trying to make a statement after his struggles in 2017. He got 50s on every dunk in the first 2 rounds, including this one. Now, if you listen closely, you can hear Dwayne Wade say,
"I will not be the person to mess this dunk contest up."
Just remember he said that. Now, Derrick Jones Jr. had some great dunks as well, including this one, which tied up the score and sent them to a dunk-off. Now, Gordon had been in this position before, but this time around, it seemed like the judges weren't going to get in Gordon's way. And since Gordon had had a perfect score up until this point, that meant Derrick Jones Jr. had to go first. He attempted a windmill from the free throw line, but he overshot it and took a step in. Now, all Gordon had to do was beat that to win. He brought out NBA legend and future Hall of Famer Taco Fall, who stands at 7'5", and he jumped over him.
Dunk over Taco, you win. Yeah.
The whole arena was waiting for Gordon to be announced the winner, but the judges were taking longer than usual to get their scores out.
What's taking so long, man? This is easy, right?
Well, they're all looking at each other's scores, too.
Man, this is easy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right. Come on, man.
Gordon had been robbed again, and he clearly wasn't happy about it.
You know, we're here to do 4 dunks. You know what I mean? So it's out of 4 dunks. It should be the best out of 4 dunks. I did 4 straight 50s, 5 straight 50s. That's over. It's a wrap, you know? Let's go home. 4 50s in a row in an NBA dunk contest, it's over.
Do you think having D. Wade as one of the judges had something to do with the final result?
I don't even know who gave me the 9s. I'm gonna find them. Trust, I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them tonight.
But it didn't end there. A conspiracy was forming that Dwayne Wade threw the contest so that he could give the trophy to his former teammate, Derrick Jones Jr.
Here's the truth. Let the world hear the truth.
Ooh, here we go.
There was a little bit of a pack, but somehow we punched the scores in and they came up wrong.
Gordon also came out with a diss track aimed at D. Wade. I listened to the whole song, and it's actually not that bad.
Big chillin', paint me as a villain. Now he jumped over the biggest dude in the building. God willing.
Gordon says that he won't be competing anymore, and I don't really blame him. Although the dunk contest is all for fun, there's clearly some problems with how the judging is being handled if a guy like Aaron Gordon can't win it.
Is it a goal of yours to win a dunk contest before you retire from a dunk contest?
Nah, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. I feel like I should have 2 trophies. You know what I mean? So it's over for that.
I think the judges should have to be former dunk contest winners, or at least participants, and they can't have any obvious bias towards any of the contestants. Either way, he'll go down as being the most creative dunker in the history of the dunk contest, and made it must-see TV again for the first time in over a decade. He may not have won a trophy, but when people think back on the dunk contest, they're going to remember Gordon alongside the greats like Vincent Michael as being the face of the competition for each of their generations. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. I'm gonna still try and do this every week. It's pretty time consuming, but we'll see what happens. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.